We have tried to live a Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
Greetings, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From any part of the world you're watching me, you're welcome to my show, Nigeria Deserves Better. And I'm your host, Nze Ikay. My sincere apologies for the breakdown in transmission. I was having a little problem with the internet connection. And I hope that this very night we are going to have a very hitch-free discussion. Be as it may, for you Christians who might be watching me right now or watching me on YouTube later, even I'm live right now on YouTube. If you want to watch me on YouTube, kindly go as shown right now on the screen. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you as you do that. Albeit today being Sunday, the first Sunday of June, I welcome all of you to the beautiful month of June. And it's already 2 a.m. Moscow time, and we know that it's our Holy Communion Day. So I wish you the best as you go to your various places of worship and give the Lord thanks for a wonderful, wonderful 6 months of this year. Today I want to touch on two important things before I add other things. It has to do with the bloodshed in my part of the country, the southeast of Nigeria, the Igbo land in particular, which is quite unusual with that part of Nigeria. It is worrying and disturbing that Ndị Igbo have decided to desecrate our land. See, when I used to say these things and I was complaining and talking about it, some people, especially IPOB members, some wanted my head because I knew it was going to come to this. But as it is not crime. It's not particularly designed or being perpetrated by some specific people. Crime is not perpetrated by some specific people, ethnic, tribal, religious organizations. No. But what is happening at the moment, as an Igbo man, leaves much to be desired. Watching it happening in our land. The borders, it worries, and no matter how we see it, it's abhorring. We must talk about it. We must condemn it. We must allow our place to grow. What we inherited from our fathers, which they inherited from their forefathers, is a decent Igbo land. But today, what we're seeing, the amount of hatred, anybody that talks against it, or anybody that says anything is branded immediately a saboteur. That is wrong. That is unacceptable. We have to condemn it. Too much blood is being shed in our land. Yes, the Fulanese from the Kilimanjaro, Futajelon, or wherever they came from, flooded Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari, with his policies, opened the country for them. They flooded the country. And now they committed a lot of crimes. They have killed a lot of people. But then, what is presently happening in Igbo land, kidnappings, abductions for money, it's unacceptable. And these things are being committed by Ndi Igbo themselves. The death of Honorable Kechuku of the Anambra State House of Assembly is bad. I mean, who could have believed that somebody from Unubi will commit such a crime? Now, he's not the suspect. Somebody from Unubi will go to Isofia and commit such a crime. What for? You know, the Igbos say that there is that the same mother can have children, but there are different creators. That is Ofunne Namu, Ofuchiana Heke. When you say different creations means that they have different characters. Where he is being called Egbeje Jog, one of Unubi. Then you went and beheaded, abducted this guy, beheaded him, and left him there for the world to see. I don't know what he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking, that after all, they will say it's unknown government. They will attribute that to the Fulanese. Haba. We were even thinking that it's even people from, we were meant to be people from other states outside Anambra. We didn't even know that what was happening to us is right there at our backyard. Look at Unubi. Unubi is the boundary with Agwata local government area. Unubi with Umuezo guy is the boundary. Then the next thing, he's committing such a crime. And can you imagine? A chief in a town and a brother to our legendary Teresa Onoa, Chidemian Edo Onoa. I mean, this is unbelievable. Okay, you have now killed this guy. What do you tell the family? Such a young, blossoming young man with a young, what do you tell the children? Anyway, I commend the Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo for what he's doing. He's fantastically doing a good job. I have seen the recent things he's doing. I mean, sanitizing the whole of Anambra, not only clearing the dustbin and other things. I know that he squeezed out cash-wise because I keep saying it. Obiano is a criminal that needs to be publicly executed because he looted the state dry and he needs, anywhere he is, he needs to be brought and be shot publicly. Or he's an animal. I have no regard for such a useless man. I mean, anyway, he's getting his punishment from his family. He married a wild animal who is equally there doing her own thing. Anyway, that is by the way. Soludo, kudos to you. Kudos to what you're doing, taking the fingerprints of all those driving keke na pepe or Okada in Anambra State. That's a fantastic job. Digitalize the whole place so that it can be easily to locate who, any crime that is committed in our state. I mean, it can be very easy to do that. I'm happy with everything. By the grace of God, stay focused. I understand today that these days that all the teachers that paid bribe to get themselves employed in Anambra State by the then stupid Obiano administration, we call Sodieme, his useless wife, put to work, that you're putting them to common entrance examination online, at least whereby they will actually test the ability to be real teachers. That will help to really improve the education in our land. And when a people are educated, the crime rate goes low. I love you for that. And knowing you very well and knowing you as somebody who is such a brilliant chap, you are really digitalizing Anambra and making Anambra to have the best. May God continue to strengthen you, Governor Soludo, and your team. You're doing a wonderful job. I love you. Kudos to you. And I stand with you 100% in all you're doing. Thank you so much. Now, just some few days ago, we saw what happened again with the prelate of the, is it Methodist Church or whatever church? I mean, how he was abducted. He narrated what happened to him. He was abducted by some Fulanese in Anambra State. No, sorry, in Abia State, in Igbo land in general. Was abducted and taken to the bush, and they demanded as much as 100 million naira. Believe you me, the money that these people are calling is unbearable. It's unbelievable that this kind of money will be demanded, and yet the government is doing nothing. We have some people that have been almost 2 months and running now. They have been kidnapped on their way to Kaduna. They have been kidnapped because they don't have anybody to pay ransom for them. The government has abandoned them, paid no attention to whatever their problem is. The government doesn't care. Let them suffer and die. That is the government in which we find ourselves today. That is the government that Tinubu shamelessly comes out to tell us he put to power. For putting this government that has wasted 8 years of Nigeria time and destroyed Nigerian economy and destroyed the unity of Nigeria, you are not even supposed to even come out to be elected. And anybody that votes for you, I will consider that person as an enemy of Nigeria. It's not a question of pride. If I were you, I will not even talk. Tinubu. I will be ashamed of myself for bringing such a government to power. Yes, for bringing such a government to power, I personally will be ashamed. Yet you come out now to tell us stupidly that you brought Muhammad Buhari to work. Did we tell you that Buhari is the worst thing ever happened to Nigeria? Put sentiments aside. He's the worst thing that has ever happened to Nigeria. It's not a question of because he's a Fulani man or what. No, he destroyed everything in Nigeria. Everything, nothing is working. We just wasted 8 years under Buhari. I hear now he's trying to choose a candidate that will come out. I just, sometimes I look at this people, I start wondering, how can a sitting president come out and tell you that this is the person that should come after him? He wants you to be this. And all of you, Mumu in APC, are sitting down. I just saw breaking news. I was about to go online. I saw APC governors. All of them signed paper, 14 or 16 of them. I don't remember the number. Everybody should step down for the South. Good. You want to practice your own zoning. Fine, it's allowed. Step down, bring out anybody. But I know very well that if you like, and your best can never win election in Nigeria, no matter how you win. And the same thing goes to PDP. You guys are not realizing what is going to happen in Nigeria in 2023. It's a movement. It's a movement. It's a new thing altogether. APC, PDP, your garbage. Nonsense. I'm ashamed of you. Your democracy is a democracy of criminals nominated by the delegate criminals and superimposed on the people, leaving them with no choice. Then the people will be forced to choose the biggest criminal to now lead the country, and you impoverish the country again. A country with human resources, a country that has everything other countries dream of. The weather alone in Nigeria, if Russia had this weather that Nigeria has, believe you me, you cannot imagine how Russia will move. If they had this kind of all year round summer that you have, they will feed the world. They will feed the world with food in abundance. That is the kind of people they are. You people are holding everybody by the neck. You're not ready to relinquish power. All you do is to continue to steal and steal and steal. Last Saturday, it was just, is it when did you do 28th of May? It was just, you bought the souls of criminals and you come out to say it was free and fair nomination. You hear in my own, you people should be shameful of yourselves. That's the legacy you're leaving for your children. You have sold your souls to the devil. You're coming out shamelessly to come and say, look at Wiki. I saw people praising Wiki. Oh, Wiki. Oh, Wiki. People from River State, animals. You are praising Wiki for spending 40 billion of your money on an ambition, an elusive ambition. 40 billion naira. All those cars he bought, all those buses, mini buses he bought that were plying the streets of Abuja for ordinary nomination. If we can use all those buses as ambulance in Rivers State, I don't think any single person can actually be sick in Rivers without being attended. And you idiots are there standing and welcoming him, playing drums, that he came back. He got 337 delegates. After spending your own money, River State money that is not his own money, unaccounted for. Wait now, make una dey there, make they spend that. Let's see what happens. You think that oil will not finish? It will finish. Very soon people will start drinking that your oil. Is it not car that they're manufacturing, electric car they're now manufacturing in Maiduguri? In Maiduguri now. Electric buses are plying the street. You will soon start drinking that your oil in River State. The money you have, a man, backing on everybody. Everybody is his enemy. Nobody talks to him. He's not an emperor in River State. And you're praising him for going to waste 40 billion naira of your money on frivolities and come back home, chartering flight, everything. I came back home. And you guys were in the rain. Oh, Wike, you did well, did well. Yes, or Wike, yes, or Wike. Honestly, Nigerians, you people are sick. You have lost your medulla oblongata. Nothing is working in your brain anymore. Absolutely nothing. Don't talk about the useless delegates, criminals everywhere. Criminals everywhere. You are saying the Southerners could have loved, who could have supported Wiki. Support him for what? Support him for what? With his arrogance? Support him to do what? Let me tell you, people, any Nigerian who goes out there to vote for either PDP or APC is a criminal. With what we have seen, 16 years of APC, 8 years of 16 years of PDP, 8 years of APC, and you go and cast your vote for these people, you are 100% a criminal. You don't love Nigeria. You're an animal. And if you do that in this 2023, the wrath of the land will visit you. Any Nigerian who does that, especially any youth below the age of, let me not tell lie, 40, what you have just done is to waste another 10 years of your life. Because by the time you get to 50, you start regretting. If Wike can spend 40 million, 40 billion, and he didn't get it, how much did Atiku spend? Then you think Atiku will climb on top of Aso Rock and sit there and act rock without getting his money back first? How delusional are you guys? You think he will not get his money back? You're jokers. He must get his money back. Atiku that Obasanjo worked with, who was his boss, and Obasanjo made it clear to everybody that this is a pure criminal. And it's not even mincing words about it. That is the person you are opening your mouth today. That is the person you are supporting. That is the person you are shouting and saying, oh, eh. I was looking at Dino Melaye the other day. I thought he has substance. I didn't even know that that one, what the Igbos call him, green. That is, man, I don't know what to call him. You're going to carry Tambuwal on the head. You don't even know you are falling from political heavyweight into a lightweight. In fact, you're even pepperweight. You're no more featherweight. That is what you are. You're gone politically. Ordinary Sirete, you can't even win in Kogi State. Now you are now a team to Atiku, follow him everywhere. Emeka Ihedioha, Okezie Demipazo, Okezie 8 years in office, nothing to show off, nothing. They now want to run to Abuja and sit down in the Senate. You guys are animals. You guys are sick. You stink. Don't look at PDP. Look at them. Okay. Today is Saturday. In a week's time, we shall see what APC has in the office. Let's go and see how they waste money again. After all, their nomination fund was 100 million, while PDP was 40. And this is the volume of money that was shared on that. Let's see what they will share. Tinubu wants to be there at all costs. I don't know how long he's going to be there without changing his pampers. I just don't know. How many hours they're going to do that in there? With all respect to Tinubu, you have held Lagos State to ransom for too long. You have decided everything there. You have taken the state over into your pocket. They that respect you have started respecting you. They are respecting you. That is their way. It's enough for you. You cannot lead Nigeria. You cannot win Nigeria election. Even if you bring the whole money of Lagos State and dump it, they will eat your money. You will not win it. Even if you do, your health is deteriorated. We cannot afford another Buhari 2 days in Nigeria, 1 month in a London hospital. We cannot afford that anymore. Just look at them. I don't know how you people in Nigeria reason. Nigerian federal government retires civil servants at 60 years, some at 65 years. They retire them. And these civil servants now leave working and go and rest. That is the federal government's policy. And you people are going to vote. You are the age of 20 or 30, or you're the age of 15. Let me say 18 years old. You take your vote and walk into a ballot box and take your vote and give to 75-year-old man. Atiku is 75 years. You take your vote and give at 75 years old to lead you to be your president when you are just 18 going to 20 years. ASU is on strike. All tertiary institutions in Nigeria are on strike. The teachers are not paid. The students are sitting at home. Terrorists are operating left and right. Kidnappings here and there. Total insecurity. A flop in the system. Now you take your vote and vote for it. Take your vote and give to what's his name? Tinubu. The thunder will go fire you. Still warming up, maybe just start to peak. Because I won't say Kilimanjaro. Just plateau at least so that it will reach you fast. It's not the warm up there, it's just warming up, it just accumulating. They are giving you money. They are giving you money. Today everybody is shouting, telling everybody, all the stars, everybody that are warning you, go and get your PVCs. Stop complaining. Go and get your PVCs. Stop bothering your brothers, your friends abroad. Stop disturbing your friends, your brothers abroad for money. If they tell you how these dollars are made outside there, you pity us. This is a country that the snow comes out up to even, it comes to minus 20, 25, 30, 40. And that's how people go out on that snow to get that dollar they send to you. You have this opportunity now to come up, awaken yourself and come out and change. You're lousing around in the southeast. You're lousing around in the south. You're lousing around in the southwest. You're in the whole of middle belt. You're lousing around. Waiting because they're sending money from abroad for you. You think you just climb the tree, you pluck this money, or walk on the street, dollar is everywhere, pluck it. Then you'll be sitting down there eating it. You have a chance to go and remove these criminals in power. Then you're finding it difficult to go and get your PVC. I was talking with one today. He said, it will take me about 20 kilometers to walk. If it will cost you 20 kilometers to walk, to do the right thing, do it. It's an exercise. At least when God asks you, say, yes, I have tried. When your children ask you, what did you say? Yes, I did it. Some Russians here and even some blacks here, they take leg and walk every day, 40, 50 kilometers. So walk it. If you don't have money for bus, you take your leg and walk it. Because if they catch you, if you enter the bus without paying, they catch you, you're in jail. It's not only fine. Because if you don't have the fine, you're in jail. These are the bitter truths we should know as individuals. Go and walk it. Go and get that money. That money is your PVC. Go and get it. It's your right. We cannot be preaching this thing every day, every night. Go and get your PVCs. If they tell you the vote doesn't count, if it doesn't count, they will not be paying this kind of money. $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 to be there. If it doesn't count, they will not be paying that money. If you don't get your PVC tomorrow, don't call me to ask me for a dime because I will not send to you. And please let me use this opportunity to beg all ministers of churches, all pastors, all social gatherings, meetings, clubs, compel all your members to produce their PVCs. Compel it. It's a must. Every head of family, every parent, they must collect their PVCs. Force your children above the age of 18 to go and get it. Force them to go and get it. All these stories the Northerners are telling you that you don't have the numbers is a big lie. The South is far bigger. If you want, I give you a simple statistics. In every indigenous, any state in Nigeria, there are 36 in number, right? Let me tell you the truth. Go to every state in Nigeria. After the indigenous people in that state, the next largest population are Igbos. Go every state in Nigeria, the next largest number of people are Igbos. Go and get your PVC and exercise your responsibility. And of course, you know who to vote for. P2B, be an obedient human being. That is where your future lies. Not APC, not PDP. A vote to them is like you went to toilet and used toilet roll. That's it. Now Tinubu is backing like a dog. Backing, whoa, 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 everybody now. Everybody is his enemy. When he was whining and dining with the devil, he forgot that one day they will throw him to the dustbin. And that time is now. He's now fighting his Yoruba brothers, fighting everybody. Because the people you trusted and sold your soul to, the Fulanis you trusted and sold your soul to, the Fulanis that you brought to power, are now the people dealing with you. And be careful. Because if you wait that war too long, you might even find it very difficult to actually exist in Nigeria. They have in their palm. All the atrocities you've committed are in their palm. All the atrocities you have committed is in their palm. They can lock you up any moment. And that's it. You were carrying what do you call bullion van in your compound, Jagaban. Prepare another bullion van. Maybe if without that bullion van will take you straight to EFCC prison. The earlier you people open your eyes, the better. Look at the accountant general that stole almost 200 billion naira. Money that is enough to even start so many projects in Nigeria comfortably. What is it? 1 week, 2 weeks, they detain him. He's out, relaxing in his house, and people are going to pay him homage. People go there to say, "Oh, guy, you're welcome." Somebody, the EFCC say, "We have arrested him. We have done." That's the end of it. That is the government you, Tinubu, brought for us. Now you're regretting because they know it's my turn. Outside your turn, can you tell Nigerians what you want to do for them if you become president? They're telling you structures. What fucking structure? Who are the structures? What do they mean by structures? Structures are human beings. They speak English language and you sit down there, you don't even understand anything. PDP has structures, APC has what structures? The 774 local government, we have workers. All they need is the whole workers in the federation to join the Labour Party. As a worker, you primarily are supposed to belong to the Labour Party. So if you're a worker in local government and you're a member of Labour Party, that is the structure of Labour Party there. Volunteers, the youths, they are all Labour Party. Members of Nigerian Students Union, Students Association, Union of Road Transport Workers, all organizations are under Labour. Join and team up and move this country forward. Take your PVCs, vote. If you utilize your PVCs, they will rig, but it will not work. Check it. I mean, Atiku and Kwakwanso will contest the vote in the north. That's already a dividing factor. Definitely, Canada has the largest number of votes, over almost 2 million in the north. That one, I think you can't get anything there. That's for Kano alone. It's already a big minus. If APC comes up with a northern candidate, which I hear they are now feeding a southern, but any southern candidate they feed in the south, what's his name? If they feed a Yoruba man, Igbos will cast what they call Southerners. Southeast and South will cast what we call protest vote. That person has no way. The only alternative we have now is Obi, Labour Party, and it's growing like wildfire. The youths are solidly behind him. The students are behind him. Middle belt, even in the core north. You don't even talk about the whole of Eastern region. God knows he's clearing that place. Forget all this one. God knows that one. South, of course, he's taking it. Even Rivers State, that Wike thinks he can have. But I know that Wike will not. Once if what's his name, Atiku doesn't pick Wike as a VP, Wike is going to be out of it. He's not delivering Rivers State for PDP. And anybody Atiku picks in Igbo land is losing 100%. Nobody will wield the power Obi is wielding in Igbo land. So you should just forget that one and do his own. Then Igbo themselves are supposed to cast a protest vote against PDP for the negligence. Because it were the Igbos that had kept PDP as a party. So all these things that have permutation, they have lost the election already. They don't even know what that. That's why you see that APC continues to extend indefinitely because you choke them. Obi is like a catalyst. It's like a bee that has hooked at the scrotum of a hunter. While the hunter is aiming at the animal, the bee is aiming at his scrotum. And what is the result? It's either he misses the animal and kills the bee, or he shoots the animal and the bee stings him in his throat. That is what people is to these two people. It has nothing to do with that. They just don't want to accept. They just don't want to accept the fact that this is the fact. And it is our responsibility to take our country back. I will continue to preach this gospel. Let it be the gospel that I continue to preach. Because the gospel I know is P2P until Nigeria gets it right. And I charge every diaspora, don't keep quiet. We tried our best that they should allow us to vote from diaspora. They refused. No problem. We'll come here and vote. So whatever they're doing, they will regret it. They have lost it. So forget this one. They tell you the Northerners, forget that story. Forget that story. They can't deliver ni huya is unis of Rajene. What Russians say ni huya. That means they can't deliver nothing. An Atiku cannot beat a Tinubu, and a Tinubu cannot beat an Atiku. And Obi and Okanso in between will divide them and pack all their votes. They will eat up each other and be grinding each other. Another third force will come out. The only thing I'm pleading for you, brothers and sisters, just go get your PVCs. Go get your PVCs. Get it. It's important you do. Get your PVCs. It's absolutely important you do. So going back, let us listen to the ordeal that our bishop, what he faced in the hands of the herdsmen. Just listen.
Here in Yaba, Lagos, Nigeria. Sorry, please. Sorry.
What is the lamb? Hallelujah. Please let there be silence. Let there be silence. This afternoon, today the 31st day of May 2022, we are here gathered as members and as a church, Methodist Church Nigeria, to release a press conference. Here seated is our beloved father, the head of our church in Nigeria and also in the diaspora, who was abducted on Sunday after a service at Isoji. He is a national figure. He is the first citizen of Nigeria as far as Methodist Church Nigeria is concerned. is a man who we describe as the conscience of the Nigerian people. And it was most unfortunate that this happened. And there has been a lot of issues that is being paraded on the social media and also in our various means of communication. This press conference is intended to put the issue and what the situation is all about. We as a church, we are very happy to present to you our father, who has been brought back safely through prayers and of course by the commitment of the Methodist people. Please make welcome His Eminence, Dr. Samuel Chukwuemeka Kanu Uche, Prelate Methodist Church of Nigeria.
What happened was that I went to Isuji for the induction of the national officers of the Methodist Brigade. We arrived there on Saturday. On Sunday, we concluded the service. And in order to catch up with my flight, along with my chaplain, at 4:30, it took us by 2 to go to the airport. Oblivious of the fact that kidnappers were waiting on the road. And as we were descending to Leru is in Abia State, these people came out from the bush. They divided themselves into 3 places. Some people were at the back, some people were at the center, those who shot, who fired at us. And there was another group in front. To make sure that we didn't run away, they fired shots at our vehicle. And eventually, they abducted us, 3 of us. The communication man of the church was able to escape. The driver was able to escape. They captured me, the Bishop of Owerri, and my chaplain took us into the bush and were torturing us. In fact, it was in the process of that torture that I hit my right eye on a tree. And even when blood was flowing and it was soaking my handkerchief, they didn't feel like anything happened. All they said that we should follow them, that they are not actually against Nigerian citizens, they are against the government. But that government is a bad government. They are Fulani boys. All the 8 are Fulani. They are Fulani boys, and that if any day they see the president, they will chew him. It's their brother that they have disappointed them and disappointed Nigerians. They will chew him raw, or any of his representatives.
Let us listen clearly to what he said here. He said all of them were Fulani boys. And they're taking their decision against the government. Now that they're against the government of Nigeria, why are they not facing the government? Why individuals? Why in the southeast? Let's listen for that.
But I said, well, even though I'm part of government, but I'm a church man. I'm a man, Christian. I'm not a government official. I said, okay. That is what has saved you. You would have killed you outrightly without asking for any ransom. But now that you're a church man, let's go. Let's go inside the bush. So we moved and trekked up to 15 kilometers. But I knew that it was from my area. I knew that we were rigmaroling and winding, going up, going down, going up. And eventually at 11 p.m., they said, okay, now we negotiate. Each of us will pay 50 million, and we're going to pay 150 million. I thought it was a joke. I said, we are going to pay 10 million. They said, what? Don't say that. They lifted up their knife to cut me. I said, please hold on. They said, we are not going to change. They're going to pay us 150 million. eventually they said, okay, because you are a father. And these boys are between 18, the leader is about 35 years. I told them, all of you are younger than my own daughter and even my son. You are younger than them. I'm supposed to be your father. I say, we know. That's why we are not very harsh with you. Otherwise, not even outside. So they now say, okay, Oga, let us tell you what we will do. By then, they have taken my Episcopal ring because it's gold plated. They've taken my wedding ring. They've taken this thing. They said, and they took all, ransacked our bag and took all the money. They said, okay, do you know what to do? Pay us 100 million. It's not negotiable. If you talk, we shoot you, kill you, and forget about the money and kidnap others. I said, okay, we will pay you 100 million. So they said, after some time, they said, where is the money? I said, this is Sunday night now. How can we get money this night? And you know that there's this seat at home in Igbo land. You can't afford the money now. Be patient till morning. We make contacts. Then we make contacts within and around Imo and Abia. Make contact from our SOC. My wife's line was not good, so I knew she must have been very depressed and confused. So eventually I was able to get her. I told her my life. Nothing had happened. I told my wife I'll be released, but it's a matter of time. And she told me she had already gathered people to pray. So they were praying. Now, at the time they said, we are delaying them. My bishop of Owerri, they laid him on something, and somebody raised knife. And they are going to cut off the head. Now the blood will spill on me, and then I'll know they're serious. The other one pointed to, I said, don't kill. You need money? We will raise the money for you. So, but the irony of it, what paid me most was where they were situated. The soldiers, all of Fulani extraction, Nigerian soldiers, they were there at Loma Junction. And these boys.
My people, I want us to pay attention to this. These things were happening beside where the soldiers are. Does that mean something? The soldiers were just there at a distance, which means they were there covering these people. They know that something's happened and they close their ears to that. No wonder that all these terrorists, none of them is ever caught, because all of them work together. Let's listen further.
And these boys were going behind them. Meanwhile, they kept their cows somewhere, numbering about 200, somewhere, down, with some people, and they're all together. People were.
Even their cows were there. That means they come on the disguise that they are herders with cows, while these are terrorists. And the soldiers, Nigerian military, protects their actions. Right on, sir.
Taking care of the cows, that they were, parading us in the bush until finally they settled somewhere. They said, when are you bringing the money? I said, by 12 noon, I will call the people I contacted whether the money had been raised. And I called them. They are gathering the money, and they had it. They said I will use my phone to talk, but they can't use their phone. They don't want to be tracked. Because if I use their phone, the security forces will track them down. Then I used my phone. I negotiated. I told my people, they say we are raising money. Somebody mentioned we have raised 30 million. I said, SOC, please, any money in the office. Life is more important than money. Yes. Transfer it to a certain account. Let's pay them that 100 million. And eventually, by 3 p.m., they say, call your people. Pick the phone, said, we have raised 130 million. I said, please, give them 100 million. And the package, they said, their leader said, package the money. Their leader was born in Igbo land. So born from Sudan, but the parents had died. He was born in Igbo land. So he said he was born around Omai, Hamuzu, where the father was a cow dealer.
A Sudanese born in Igbo land. A Sudanese born in Igbo land means he speaks Igbo, he understands Igbo, and he's even born in Umuahia, which means within that same territory that these things were taken over. You see, what these things are very important that because anything that is happening around your place in Nigeria, look inwards within that territory, not far from it. There is the central place that the fire is coming out
Like cow. The boy understood you. If you involve police or soldiers or DSS, we will kill you because our life will be at risk. We kill you first. He said, down there, don't see that God. There are 7 decomposing bodies there. In fact, we cut off their head. They are there. So if you like, but we are perceiving the order of killing human beings. So they said, cooperate. So the man, the anchor man, I told him, what we may do, please talk to the man. The man said, go and buy 5 Ghana must go, big ones, put 20 million into 5. Bring it to somewhere, we'll come and take it. Then he said, that we should be here with 2. 2 of them, one was like this one. They pointed gun at us. They said, if the Oga said shoot, if we disappoint them, or if we account any bundle of the money and it's not up to 10 million, they will kill us. So they will count it 20 million into 5, and then they will tell them to release our phone. They say, Oga, where we don't want to release your phone is, when we don't want to hold your phone, they will use it to track us. So take your phone. Well, we were there. At the time, they said, around 5:30, the youngest boy, who I think is younger brother to their commander, said, Oga, congratulations, you are free. You can go now. We have got our money, you can go. Let me show you the road. They took us to old road where they wrote welcome to Imo and the goodbye from Abia. You know, we share boundary, old road to Isochi. Then they say, you know this road? I said, I don't know. I pretended because it's my village. Ube is my village. I said, I don't know the place. They say, follow this road. You get to somewhere. You will see people there. So I followed the road. We followed the road 3 of us until we saw people. But what pains me most is that these people told us that they are going to bring, after buying enough weapons, they bring all those that have been put in disarray, driven away from Zamfara, Katsina, Zambisa forest, that they are all coming to locate themselves in Igbo land, that there's no security in Igbo land, that they will come there and then they will deal with us. And that the young man was just flippant. Maybe he took something. He said, do you know Ibadan, Lagos Expressway? We are in all the bush there. We're everywhere there. We're also in the south. So we are waiting for the slightest signal. We will finish you people and take over this land. So they claim that Nigeria belongs to Fulani. They said that is why we are afraid of. You know, I've been talking about this open grazing and this road. They have a plan. They have a plan. And I accuse the soldiers who are not non-Christians some of them are flying. They are part of it. Because they are shooting this man. You know, when our people wanted to defend the
Sir, I respect what you said here. Just direct. I like, you're a real man. You are a real man. They are part of it. Simple. Direct. The soldiers, the Nigerian military are part of the plot because they know this is not the first time. These people are acting where they're protected. If they're not protected, they will not act.
The soldier said, if you move a step, we'll finish you. Don't go there. So they know where the boys are. They know the location. And what they do is in the daytime, they use their cow to confuse people. Then after some time, the cows will go to rest and they take their gun and do the operation of kidnapping. Government should act decisively. They should act decisively. Otherwise, what is happening in the northern part of the country will be a child's play. So what will happen here? So government should sit up because the primary purpose of government is to secure life and property. Any government that has failed in that has failed woefully. And Nigeria is on a reverse gear. We are nosediving. We are nosediving. You know, we don't have security. All the bush we went around, no soldier, no police, nothing. The people, you know, were having a field day. And where they released those was, if they kidnap people along Ishukwata, they will parade them round, and there, when they pay ransom, they are released from that particular spot. Those they arrest, they kidnap along the expressway, Law Panther. They bring them, eventually they bring them there to collect ransom. Those they kidnap along anywhere in the south, around the southeast. So they know that they are there. And I gave that, when I said to the organ, how do you collect this money? He said, don't worry. Once we are through with you, we will invite motorcyclists. They will come and there will be a truck. A truck will come to put the money in the truck. And that the people who paid them said that was exactly what happened. Immediately they came out from the bush. They told them they were monitoring whether there is police or armed. They said, go up. Okay, come back, come this way. And then eventually they stopped. A truck came without number. So the boys will carry one Ghana must go, put in the truck. Until they took the 100,000. After they have counted 100 million, they said, okay, you can go. So that's how we came back. So the people have been saying, even some people, I don't know what they wanted to achieve, that I said.
Can you imagine a truck without number? Please note this, a truck without number. You see, these informations that this gentleman is giving is enough. This our man is giving, our man of God is giving. It's enough for the police, for the military and the police to act. You see, it's high time that the military go back to their barracks because they're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. They have no business in that. All they are doing is they protect and if possible they harbor these terrorists in their camps, in the military camps, to be collecting this ransom for them.
When did they see me to say that it was IPOP that released me? How did they see me? When did I say IPOP? I didn't say any IPOP. So I don't know, they were trying to bring in political and religious coloration. So what I know was that, in fact, when they were talking about it, I didn't know what it meant. For over 12, 13, 14, 15 hours, no food, nothing to drink, nothing to eat. And I was lying on the ground inside the bush, along with other people. If you want to urinate, you raise your hand. Sir, can I urinate? Okay, go there. Commandment. Go there. If you want to go to toilet, you raise your hand. Yes, okay, go there, go there. Don't come here. Go there, go there. They'll send you 2 people to guard you. You come back. So that's the Nigeria we are in. It's unfortunate. This is what exactly happened. And all the efforts that were made was by my church. Do you understand?
Yes.
Every effort made was by Methodist Church, Nigeria. Not police, not army, not government. No. So Methodist Church, Nigeria that made all the contracts and all the efforts. And I want to use the opportunity to thank I didn't know that my members love me this way. The Methodist Church have so great love, tremendous love for their leader. And I knew that prayers were going on in various locations everywhere. And this morning, when I opened my phone, I was receiving calls from Canada, from US, from the UK, from Russia, from even Dubai, from Turkey, every part of the globe. And it was too much, so I had to switch off again. But if I start answering those calls, I will be having a headache. So that's what happened, really. I want the press to know what actually happened, so that people will not come and tell you talk and no story. For instance, a government said they secured my release. I never saw the government say they secured my release.
You hear that? The government says news or have been carrying it. No news, maybe some people wrote in their useless newspapers that they have secured the release. It's released. How? The man decided to come and say nobody did that for him. It is his church, members of his church that secured his release. Let's listen further, or if it's too long, I go to the next story, which is very important that I touch it before I come up again later today.
Yes, press, you want to know anything about Nigeria? This is one stone to kill people. Are we okay? Anybody from the press? Somebody is here. Mama?
What is the lamb?
Hallelujah.
All we have to say, Baba, oh, all we have to say, Baba, we thank God for everything. It's only the living that we share his or her testimony. That His Eminence Dr. Samuel Chukwuemeka Kanuchi, the Prelate Methodist Church Nigeria, my dear husband, the father of my children, and the father of all good people, God Methodists in Nigeria and in diaspora, and by extension, every other Christian in Nigeria is alive today is by the special grace of God. When the thing happened, the information got to us, a rude shock, because we did not dream about it. And it came to pass that it was reality, that he was captivated by the evil people in the land. We couldn't do much, only to run back to God.
Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Log in, subscribe, watch, like, and share. Thank you.
Came here right from the church to the chapel here, stood in the gap. All of us, before you know it, that day Makinde, the prelate emeritus, the one that handed over to him, who is graciously here present with the wife, Mama Ezine Makinde, all the archbishops in Lagos and bishops in Lagos, SOC in particular, the able to IC of His Eminence, and their wives, the ministers, the lay officers, everybody. The signal was so well connected. They came and we rallied around here, calling upon the God of Elijah, God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, God of Daniel, God of David, God of Joseph. And this time God didn't fail us. And we are here today celebrating life of His Eminence.
Well, I mean, the whole thing that needed to be heard about that is said. It's unfortunate, really unfortunate, that by forcing President Muhammadu Buhari on us, why do I use this language? I strongly believe that in 2019, Buhari lost the election. The APC party, Tinubu and his APC party criminals rigged massively the election that kept the docile Buhari in power. So Buhari, as of today, doesn't have the people's mandate. This is my conviction. This is my own. They forced Buhari on us for their own selfish ends. And today, Nigeria is a dead country. Nigeria, nothing works in Nigeria. A dead country, absolutely dead, thanks to the selfish interests of very few Nigerians, headed by the so-called criminal Jagaban with his northern governor collaborators and southwestern governors, including Rochas Okorocha, Hope Uzodinma, and David Umahi. This is what we are today seeing. Their selfishness has led to the blood of Nigerians soaked all over Calabar to Sokoto, Kauranamoda to Lagos. Blood of Nigerians has soaked. The land has taken too much bloodshed. That said, my people, I have been getting a lot of requests from friends all over the world who has been writing, calling me and asking me why haven't I said anything about the special military operation in Ukraine. You see, by the constitution of the land in which I am, which is Russia, because the special military operation is still ongoing, it is illegal. A law came out. It is illegal to discuss some things. I want to make it very clear to all the people asking me, it is illegal to discuss it. However, I'm not going to talk about anything concerning the special military operation. One, I'm not a soldier. Two, I'm not privy to what is happening there. Three, I'm in Russia while what is happening is in Ukraine and I'm not there. Four, I can only talk about what happens today in Russia as it affects my people, especially Africans, who are caught up in this inferno. Why do I say Africans? Just 2 days ago, the African Union chairman visited Russia, and he was a guest to His Excellency President Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. He met Putin in Sochi, coastal town, summer resort center of Sochi. Let's just listen as the African Union chairman visited the president and what they said they discussed.
Hello. Mr. President. How are you? Pleasure. Yeah, thank you. I'm very happy to see you here. Mr. President, the President of the Commission.
Russia has always been on the side of Africa. It has always supported Africa in its battles against colonialism. We think that with Africa in general and its individual nations, we traditionally have very good relations. I'd even call them friendly relations, without exaggeration. Africa as a whole has huge potential, and based on that, we'll continue to develop our relationship with Africa and its individual nations.
Vous avez suivi les différents votes aux Nations Unies, la position de l'Afrique.
You have seen the different votes at the United Nations. The position of Africa, despite enormous pressure, the majority of African countries have avoided condemning this situation.
Si vous prenez aussi l'Asie, le Moyen-Orient, ainsi que l'Amérique latine, c'est dire qu'il y a
And if you also take Asia, the Middle East, and also Latin America, you see that a good part of humanity, which in reality is very attentive to what's happening, and me, in the name of all hopes that I came to see you, to ask you to be aware that our countries, even far from the theater of the Ukraine war, are the victims of this economic crisis.
Ils sont éloignés du théâtre, sont des victimes de cette crise au plan économique. Mercredi matin, j'ai parlé au Conseil européen le mardi en leur disant.
On Wednesday morning, I spoke to the European Council. On Tuesday, and I told them, yes, there is a war, the crisis, but there are also sanctions. We should work together on resolving these two problems and make sure that everything concerning food and grain supplies is outside the sanctions.
Engrais soit vraiment hors de sanctions.
I must have to admit that that was a very brilliant move by the African Union, President of the African Union, the President of Senegal. Very brilliant. We are not in any way, as Africans, involved in this. But the effect of the senseless sanctions against Russia, I must have to call it senseless, with due respect to all those who have been caught in the inferno. Because I know I have some friends, I had some friends then in Ukraine, who lost everything they had because of this special operation. I probably have some friends who don't even know where to start again. I feel for them. I understand them. I understand their plight with due respect. But we as Africans, in particular, are caught up in this inferno that we don't even know how it started. And the move by the African Union president to come and meet President Vladimir Putin is something very, very beautiful. I really commend it. But before I want to say what I will say now, I want us to watch the next few videos because it's important we really watch them. First of all, let us listen to this video.
And amongst the heads of state, there is only one who is standing up to the forces of evil. Don't count on Boris Johnson in England. Don't count on Macron in France. Don't count on Draghi in Italy. It's Vladimir Putin, who may be no angel and no saint, but nevertheless he is a man of intelligence and great courage. And at the head of Russia, he has the means of standing up to the one world government. A few days ago, I was very impressed. It was a group of Polish ladies, Catholics, who all understood that Vladimir Putin was right. I was very surprised because I know between Poland and Russia there's often been war. Maybe it will come again. The Russians are fighting in Ukraine, but not in such a way as to smash or crush Ukraine. To the purpose of Vladimir Putin, he has said, is to denazify and demilitarize the Ukraine. But foolish Europe is following the United States to attempt to crush Russia. The war may well become worse. We must do what we can to prepare. It seems clear now that one of the next tricks of the criminals ruling the world will be an artificially created famine. Prepare at home by buying now, while it still can be bought, things like...
Your Eminence, I really respect your language here. Calling a spade is what I really like. Because in this my program, I'm always brutally honest. Brutally honest. What you said here is the way it is. That is that the criminals ruling the world, that they want to create artificial famine. They tried with COVID-19. Millions died worldwide. They failed. They caused stage 1, stage 2, Omicron variant, Delta variant, Wayo variant, every variant. But the prayers of the world stopped them. Now they are defeated in that. They have now started this artificial war. As the war is going on, they now switch over to sanctions. But President Vladimir Putin is equal to the task. And he's giving them tough, most honest lesson they can ever learn in their life. Continue, sir.
Rice and flour. I don't. But be prepared for there not to be enough food. They played the trick of COVID. They played the trick of Ukraine provoking since 2014 Russia. Russia has needed to defend itself. The real aggressor, attacker, is not the apparent attacker. Russia was provoked for several years from the Ukraine by the agents of the United States. Because the United States, they were Christian, relatively Christian, not Catholic, but mostly Protestant. And the devil was able to deceive those Christians. And now the real religion of many Americans is not religion, but their politics. Many of them, out of patriotism, wish to destroy Russia, because Russia is the last obstacle to the one.
Hear that Russia is the last obstacle to the one world order. If you have been following the events that are going on, especially people that are true Christians, and you have been following the teachings of Pastor Chris, you find out that all what is happening now is in preparation for the coming of that son of perdition, the Antichrist, the one world order. That is what they are mapping out right now. And there is only one man and one country that is stopping them so far. Vladimir Putin. They have viewed all lies, COVID. You say people are not thinking deep. Most of my friends, if you ask them today, they will tell you, stop that, don't say that, because they have been brainwashed by the Western stinking mentality. They tried COVID, it didn't work. They tried the provocation from Ukraine since 2014, which is what is resulting today. And now they're not giving up. What they're now doing now, sanctions. Before I say what I want to say, I want us to listen to another video again.
So yesterday, Vladimir Putin signed a decree in Russia basically saying that Russia would no longer sell vital raw materials to countries that it considered unfriendly. Okay, and those unfriendly countries, of course, include most of the nations of the West. Now, this is a complete disaster for the European Union and for Germany in particular, but also the other nations of Europe. This is basically signing a death warrant for the European economies. They will not survive this. A year from now, the standard of living of the European economies will be substantially lower than it is today. If you are a European citizen, because of this decree that Vladimir Putin signed, your standard of living, well, let's put it this way. If you're middle class, it's likely that you're going to be poor a year from today. I mean, like poor, and probably unemployed. And I'm not kidding around. Because you see, the Europeans committed financial suicide by sanctioning Russia. They sanctioned Russia and imposed this total economic warfare on Russia, thinking for some foolish reason that Russia's economy would collapse because of the European sanctions. They thought that Russia was, like Iran, only with nuclear weapons. But you see, Iran is a great nation, but it is not such a big nation that it is really autonomous, autarkic, in the sense of being able to supply itself with all of its needs. But Russia is. Russia, in fact, is probably the only nation on the face of the planet that truly is autarkic, in the sense of being able to supply its own raw materials, its own energy commodities, and its own industrial and consumer goods. They can do that. Certainly, Western goods, in many aspects, are better than Russian goods, but the Russians can get by. They can get by without Apple iPhones and without BMW cars. But Europe cannot get by without wheat, without aluminum, without neon, without gas.
You see, I love the way this gentleman brought up this case. I love the way he analyzed it. Before I show you the final video, which I'll show you after saying this, I love the way he analyzed this. Take a look at it. United States, the criminals ruling United States and the criminals ruling Europe have ganged up against Russia and they place sanctions on Russia. The question is, which I'm asking the citizens of European Union and United States citizens, the sanctions placed on Russia, is it productive? I live in Moscow. I can tell you authoritatively that the sanction is not productive. It's counterproductive. The sanction you're doing, you're sanctioning Russia, but you are suffering. And your government, using their almighty media, is deceiving you. In the whole of European Union, including America, Russia today, RT, is banned. People can no longer have access to Russia today. Why? Because it's only Russian today that can tell you a little truth from what, I'm not saying they don't have their own propaganda, of course, every station has theirs, but they can tell you a little truth, quite contrary to what the mainstream media, CNN, Fox News, BBC, Sky News, everything they're telling you, Al Jazeera, all those things. Russian today will give you alternative news that you can now combine the two together and make one or two out of it. But they banned it. Now let's talk about Russia. Russia is a country with 11 time zones. In fact, it's the biggest and largest country in the whole world by landmass. By my counting, it has boundary with Japan, with China, with North Korea, South Korea, come to Europe with Norway, with Sweden, with in Denmark too, by the Sea of Arctic, with Finland, with but name it, a country with 11 time zones, 11 time zones. That means if it is 3 a.m. here in Russia, in some places it's almost 3 a.m. in the morning. In some places it's already less than about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Yet it's the same country. You fly from here to Nigeria, for instance. You take a flight from here to Nigeria. What do? You board into the flight. Assuming you're going through England, from here 6 hours to England, what it used to be before their stupid sanctions imposed by Europe. 6 hours to England. From England, then you take, 3 hours to England. From England, you now take 6 hours to Nigeria. But here, 11 hours if you're coming from the farthest part of Russia to Moscow. 11 hours. 11. This is the country you're playing. This is the country the European Union is playing. They have neon, they have aluminium in surplus quantity. Zinc is surplus quantity. Still, they produce large quantities. Oil and gas, gold in massive quantity. Platinum, stones of different designs, precious stones. This to mention but a few. Militarily, they are solid, if not the best in the world. Then Russia produces, by statistics, before the special military operation in Ukraine, by statistics, Russia has about 66 to 70 combined with Ukraine, world largest producer of fertilizer. Fertilizer. And what is that fertilizer? Fertilizer is used in feeding people to cultivate. Russia produces this. And you need these fertilizers by farmers all over the world to produce food. Now, Ukraine cannot even provide anything, cannot manufacture anything. Russia, that is the alternative, you stupidly go and place embargo on it. Your citizens are dying. Your citizens are sitting hungry. I was speaking with one of my friends in the US. He told me that how much they buy gas now for their cars. He told me how much they buy petroleum just because of some stupid political move by some, how do I call them, the deep state, the people that think that they own the world, who are controlling the whole world. They think they're controlling the whole world with Biden as their errand boy. And the people are suffering. You go to Europe, there is no sunflower oil. Granite oil, there's not there. But I tell you, brothers and sisters, come to shops in Russia that are filled up with products. Quality products. It's not just product ordinary. Quality. Granite oil, bread, everything you want is in the market. There, just go and buy. The only thing you can talk about is the SWIFT. And I tell you, we sometimes, even within Russia, you still use your card to buy, exchange money, do anything you want to do inside Russia. And I can bet you, before the end of summer, they will find alternative to that rubbish SWIFT that the West is making noise about. That SWIFT system. They'll find alternative. Is this a country you have to play around with? Is it a country you can just stand up and say, okay, you want to chantage them, that you want to shake them? They can survive without you. They're the world's largest producer of wheat. Hunger is all over the world. People are dying. No wonder China refused to be part of these sanctions. India refused to be part of it because they know. Turkey refused to be part of it because they know their citizens need this. And most African countries were forced to abide by US. Now they realize that. That's why I'm happy that the EU, the African Union president came to visit Vladimir. And just yesterday, I heard that there has been on the exportation of the lift of the ban on the exportation of fertilizer. Thank you, President Vladimir. Thank you for listening to the sufferings of Africans, especially of the globe. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. At least for acting as a father, so that the world can eat. And now let me see. Even the embargo on oil and gas that they're making, see what will happen. Serbia is out of it. Bulgaria is trying to pull off. Hungary has pulled out. Before you know it, all this one they are just doing, the European Union is making noise, sanction on oil and gas, all this is temporary. Let's see what happens before the end of summer. By the time winter steps in, they will all come back on their knees begging Russia. Okay, you started giving Russia sanctions. By the time you people started, before you give Russia sanctions, the ruble to the dollar was 75 to $80, 80 ruble per $1. And today, what is it? 59, 60 for $1. The ruble you want to collapse is already strong. And you, Biden, you British, what's the name of this useless drunkard in Britain? Johnson, Macron, all of you that are there, including German Chancellor, or is it Otis, or I don't even know his name. You guys it's like when you go and fight an elephant, you're only scratching his back. Russia is an elephant, you cannot fight. My advice to all of you is to calm down your ego, peacefully negotiate and discuss with President Vladimir Putin. You don't have alternative. Otherwise, the revolution you're going to see in your countries by this particular winter, after summer, most of you will be thrown out of office because the hunger is going to touch your pockets. I don't know how you're going to explain that to your people. Remove the sanctions. The earlier you do it, the better. And to all our African leaders, resist all these people and forget them. Don't join them in any sanction against Russia. No African country should join. Forget those nonsense sanctions. They were saying McDonald's is gone. Next week now, McDonald's is opening all its 800 and something units, outlets in Russia. It's going to start functioning. KFC the same. All the Western companies that left are running back already. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. So I think if he needs to talk 1 million times, go and sit down with His Excellency Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin and discuss. He didn't cause the war, you people did by your stupid policies. And Ukraine was not smart enough to read the handwriting on the wall. And when he says that he is doing denazification of Ukraine, he's very correct. He's very correct because there are Nazis all over there. I tell you where it is so. Let me give you an example of even the so-called German that have been hiding under democracy. and their racism against the black man. Listen to this.
So I crossed into the European border through the Hungarian side, the Hungarian border with Ukraine. So I had to get a ticket from Hungary straight to Berlin. And then I had a valid ticket. The charter, the UN charter says, hey, this countries respect human rights, so they will give us a right of passage. Right? I get to Frankfurt, still on a train. And then the Bundespolice came in, they stopped our train. They were like, I don't know, 15, 20 of them with dogs.
The Bundespolice is talking about are the German police. Because he's a black man. And these are the people that are coming out to tell us that they're democratic. Right on and listen.
Stormed our train. They walked into my coach, said, do you have a ticket? I produced my ticket because I paid for my ticket. 100 and something, I still have the ticket in my bag, 100 and something euros. I said, okay, do you have a right to enter Germany? I said, yes, the law says refugees from Ukraine are allowed to enter. That's what the law says. I bring out my ID, my passport, and my permanent resident in Ukraine. I show them. He nods his head. He goes, he talks to his superior, and then he comes back. And he says, I have to get off the train. I'm like, for what? He says, because I wasn't born in Ukraine.
Hear that? This is an emergency situation. This is a refugee running away from a war zone because of the skin, the pigmentation of his skin. Because of the pigmentation of his skin, that he was not born in Ukraine, therefore he should come down. And these are the people that are telling us that they have human rights.
I was livid. I'm like, what does that mean? I wasn't born in Ukraine. I've lived in Ukraine so long. Why would you say because I wasn't born off the train, I should get off of the train? I have a valid ticket. Why should I get off the train? I didn't stow away on the train. Why should I get off? They said, oh, we need to register you and then we can let you go. There was a German lady I met on the train. She was nice. We were having a conversation all through in English. She told me, oh, I better have to comply. That they said because I wasn't born, I have to do this. I said, they are not doing this for the Ukrainians. I also have the same rights as a Ukrainian who was in Ukraine because I'm a permanent resident. So why are you doing this? They said, because we have to register you. So we got out, all the blacks, and this was just black people they were pulling off the train. So they took us to this holding facility. I remember the address. They took our passports. The address was in Nikola Tesla 1 in Frankfurt. It's a big warehouse. There they segment it. They have they segment the whole warehouse. So they had to keep us out in the cold for like, I don't know, hours because there were lots of us. They said we had to take COVID swabs. They took COVID swabs. They will take your passports, they will bag it, they will take all the money, they will count it, they will bag it, and then they will write on it. Yeah, this is from the Buddhist. This is one of the bags they used to bag our personal belongings. As you see, it's still the same way. The cash that was on me is still the same, unhinged, untouched. I can't even bring myself to tell because I'm still traumatized by it. My bag has a tag. This tag was from Frankfurt. They tag your bags, they tag every personal belongings you have with a yellow tag and a code. Mine was A155. And this is something they made us understand that, oh, it's just simple registration. I even asked some of the Bundespolice, oh, 1 hour maximum. We're there for 23 hours. Then the next thing I experienced was the most humiliating thing I've never experienced in my life. They took me to a room, asked me to strip naked. I had to go bare naked. They said, oh, I'm like, what's this for? They said, take off all your clothes. And then they made me squat and do a turn around, show them my ass and all that. It was so humiliating because in my life, even going through airport security, traveling, I've never experienced this. I'm like, Don't you have body scanners for this? Even if you're suspecting somebody they are drugs or they are drug moles, this is not the procedure. You don't tell people to go stark naked because you want to search them. When I got to Berlin, the girl told me, "Hey, that thing you did there is not registration. That's your whatever." I said, "This tag I have it. I brought a paper." They said, "No, that's for your personal records." I've never experienced such humiliation in my life. Each time I think about it, I want to cry, but as a man, my dad told me, don't cry. But it is humiliating. Somebody, a fellow man like me, would tell me to go naked. It is humiliating. It is. Because I'm trying to cross the country like everybody else. So I crossed into the European border.
He is crossing a country. He's not even staying. He's crossing. And that is reception. In the so-called almighty Germany, propagators of human rights. Look at it. I really don't blame these people. I blame our African leaders. The day we get things right, Europe will be begging Africans to visit them. The way today they're begging citizens of UAE to visit. And that is why we are asking you, brothers and sisters, please get your PVCs. Let us throw these criminals in our country out. Let us throw these criminals in power in Nigeria out. God has given us people. Let us rally around behind him. Let us spread the message. Let's spread the good news. This is an opportunity we should tap into. Let the new Nigeria be born. I know they're strategically using every means to stop Nigeria from coming out of the bondage that are in it. Those guys are filled up with sarcasm. Those Nigerian leaders are wicked. But don't allow them to. It is your duty to stop them. It is your duty to make Nigeria work. It is your duty to campaign. It is your duty to pass this message to your families. We can. Yes, we can. Yes, we solidly can. And on that note, brothers and sisters, let us listen to this our sister. This message she has passed on to each and every one of us. With it, I'm going to leave you this morning, not like come back later today. God bless you. This is your host, Nze Ikay, and thanks for listening to me.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, my people. I just feel a need to say something this evening because I got a video from a very good friend of mine. What I'm most worried about Nigerian politics at the moment is the fact that the South seems to be divided among itself. And the North knows that they are playing that card with you. Yoruba man no want vote for Igbo man. Igbo man no want vote for Yoruba. Esa man will not vote for a Benin man. Make I tell you now one thing we una no understand. people they talk about Hausa, not be Hausa be the problem when Nigeria get. The day when Nigeria die, that the day when Fulanis come into Nigeria. Fulanis are vipers. They are like termites. They are out to destroy Nigeria. And if una no employ sense this time, they go finish una bata. I dey watch Nigerian politics all these days. I dey watch them because I know, say, APC and PDP are the most hopeless parties when Nigerians go depend on. And I know, say, they go give una the worst. Make una choose among the worst. They don't play the politics now, put Atiku for front. The whole North don't they talk, all these hopeless headsmen, don't they talk, say the southern governors that will not give them a place to herd their cows. Make I tell you now, South, make una employ sense. Not plenty reach half South. What they do is they go and register like, one person will go and register like 10 times to boost their numbers. And some people go say, I not go vote. Whether I vote or not vote, they don't put somebody. You just foolish. You are the most foolish Nigerian. Make all of una go register with una PVC. Make una get joint mind. I not go say because Tinubu that the choice where APC bring. Not be only APC and PDP now Nigeria gets. There are other parties. We know of Peter Obi. Everybody don't talk and say Peter Obi. Some people say they're too stingy. Now so they're talking for Obaseki that time. Obaseki they're too stingy. Make Edo State not vote for her. All of us gather. We think her. If to say we not vote Obaseki in, then be done to ban Nze Ikay. And right after the election, you see, said they be don't bring Fulani Sultan to come put for Edo State. Me na Edo woman. I know what thing they happen there. I dey quiet all these days, but what I want tell una be this. Fulanis are actively watching the whole of Nigeria because they be thief. They are robbing Nigeria dry. Una see wetin Accountant General when he thief almost 200 million. He's back to his house. Why they are harassing Okorocha, they go even break his ceiling, enter his house. The person when he steal almost 200 billion naira is back in his house. People, they even go hug him. Fulanis are out to destroy Nigeria. And if you don't understand that one, the thing they pain me for inside my belly, now it make me they tell you this thing now. Nigeria, now all of us get right on. If Tinubu is too old to rule Nigeria, Tinubu when he don't they wear pampers, they piece for his body. Nigerians, what is wrong with you now? How can you be campaigning for a man that is very near his grave, who is almost senile? Man, when you don't they go meeting, go the peace for his body. A man who has no regards for any of the royal fathers in the south. Now begin go the dobale for northern emirs because he want to be president of Nigeria. What you not think? I think when you don't already take $50,000 or $20,000 by each delegate, what you not think? The man will come thief Nigeria dry before he go begin say he won't even think of paying salary. Not be say he go do anything significant for those 8 years. We should be thinking on our heads. If North said they not go vote for South, let the whole of South, even baby when he did, stand up, go pick up PVC and ready for that day to vote. Peter Obi is a young, sprightly, intelligent man. Where we go live and go vote at Tinubu? Where? If we want things to work for us in the South, we should learn to come together the way ants they do to move any mountain before us. We should all glue together because they know we are divided among ourselves. We are already playing that stupid game. It shocked me this evening to hear say somebody I know very much, I respect very much, come tell me, say make I vote Tinubu, make I get people, make we in the South vote Tinubu. Who is Tinubu? Tinubu when he don't old, but they take a course now. They're all the old. Atiku is too old to rule Nigeria, to make sense for international world, to think. Now Atiku with Obasanjo, he sell Nigeria cheap. All the resources when we get, they don't sell them away. He is coming back now to bury Nigeria. Who among these people, who be the people when they right? Tinubu is not right for Nigeria. Atiku is not right. Osibanjo was not part of the government. He was ineffective. We not fit do anything. The right person when we don't see so far amongst the many people when he don't stand, now Peter Obi. That somebody will look over Peter Obi now, come talk say, make we go vote Tinubu for waiting. Anybody when he brain correct, not go vote Tinubu. Anybody when you know what they do, no go vote Atiku. You have to, this same thing I talk during Buhari campaign. When Tinubu, they tell Nigerians to vote Buhari, I said, this man is too thinner to rule Nigeria. This man is going to be ineffective. Oh, you don't know the time of Idiagmo. I said, Buhari was not the person who was in charge in Idiagmo's time. Idiagmo, may God rest his soul. The man was in charge. Buhari was useless. He was just a figurehead. And the only interest Buhari has is for Fulanis. He has no interest for any other part of Nigeria. See the way Hausas are being slaughtered. Christian Hausas. Has he done anything to stop it? See the way people are being kidnapped. He's not interested. As soon as he came in, he opened the borders of Nigeria for foreign Fulanis to come in and disrupt the security of Nigeria. And he's done nothing to restore that security. And those Fulanis, they tell us, now people in government, now he paid them to come in. He has not stood up to deny or to denounce to deny those allegations, or not, or has he called any of his men. When Buratai was there, Boko Haram was killing freely because he was part of Boko Haram. They were forgiving Boko Haram and putting them onto Nigeria army. And that same Buratai today is still going about a free man. These are all criminals. And you instead of you people to join together and have a common focus, you are talking about Tinubu. Who is Tinubu? Any Nigerian way you vote Tinubu, you not deserve to get better life. I mean every word of it. If you look into politics of Nigeria, you think saying that Tinubu go rescue Nigeria, you are a fool. In capital letter. And I'm going to post this on every site. Any Nigerian when he gets it, I beg those of una when they diaspora, make una speak to una family back home. Peter Obi, with all of us uniting behind him, not get leg to stand. They can threaten what they like. It's time for the Southeast to have a leader as well. Let's try him. Let's see what he can do. If he not do well, after 4 years, we get every right to withdraw that power when we give him by voting for somebody else who will be more credible than to put Atiku or to put Tinubu. You must be mad. Any of you, when you think of, you must be very, very mad. Must it be APC or PDP that we vote for? They don't take parties, scatter all of una. Even if you are APC, if you genuinely love Nigeria and you want your children to have a future, you will go out of APC now and vote the proper person. You'll be voting people this time, not voting party. When people go there, they sell Nigeria future, they say they'll be delegates. And they are proud of what they've done. Kudos to them, but now they go suffer. Because some of us, when you live abroad, now small we they take feel this thing. We don't really feel it. But I'm telling you seriously, now real trouble now go day. If you were to put Atiku, there is no hope. If you put Tinubu, there will be no hope at all. So I wish you now luck, and I go post this thing. Like I always say, I have said mine. I will only stand here and watch you people dance in the fire by the time you create it. Good luck to all of you. Nigeria, from the house of...
We have tried to live a Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problem.